crashing down when the partying and media attention became too much. 2 years on, he's back fighting for Olympics 2012. Please welcome home Olympic champion Kenneth Egan. You all right?
Very nervous.
Are you?
Yeah.
I'm not going to hit you or anything.
How's things?
So welcome home.
Thank you.
Yeah. Where have you been?
Everywhere. Miami, LA, America mostly, but I got back Wednesday, so I'm home for the month.
Right.
Boxing the Nationals. Then I got back out on the 1st of March. I'm boxing on Paddy's Day out there in Miami. So
if just the Nationals first you mentioned there, you were saying to me beforehand this is something important that you have to do.
Yeah, I've won the last 10, so with a decade I'm senior champion, but this is number 11 I'm going for. So I'm looking forward to that.
Do you reckon there's a few likely lads there? I think
there's always lads that
Kenny
want to be
Egan,
Kenny Egan, you know, but that's boxing, and that's what makes it such a great sport. I'm looking forward to the Nationals. I'm in great shape.
Yeah.
My head is back on its shoulders again.
Yeah.
Back training hard, focused, and just looking forward to them.
So we'll talk a minute about you getting your head straight and everything. Do you want to just tell me? So you're living in Miami now mainly?
I'm based in
and
Miami.
You're boxing
Yeah,
out there.
I'm part of a team. It's called the World Series of Boxing.
Right.
It's basically 12 teams all over the world, amateur boxers that fight like professionals.
Okay.
My team is Miami. There's 15 boxers in each team. There's LA, Memphis, or Miami and Mexico, and we fight each other home and away bouts like a league.
Okay.
And the top teams then we go across to Europe and fight each other. So it's a big league that lasts 7 months. So, but there's no headguard or vest, which is
okay.
It's a different sport than what I'm normally known for in the amateur game. So
yeah.
But I signed a 3-year contract, so I'm there till 2013. It's just something I felt was the right time in my career to, to try something different. And I'm loving it now at the moment. It's really, really good.
And why did you leave Ireland?
Well, it was a job offer.
Okay.
You know?
Nothing else, no?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to get away for a while. I nearly didn't go to Miami, to be honest with you. It was 10 weeks before, and I was in a bad place, and I wasn't going to go to Miami at all until I got.
You were in a bad place, why?
I was drinking. Brendan, I'll be honest, yeah, I was drinking too much. Since I got back from the games, I just went mad on it, didn't stop. I could just
had you been a drinker before that?
I'd had me few points now, I'm not going to lie, I did have me points when I had a few weeks off and that, I would drink. Yeah. But when I come back from the games, I didn't have to go back into the gym for a while, and there was benders that were happening too often, I was going on benders for a week, 2 weeks, and the blinkers were on.
For a week?
Just, go mad. I'd start with my mates, and then the next day I'd go with someone else, and so on. And the last day, after the week, I'd be sitting with an old man in the corner, giving him high fives, having great crack. And I'm saying to myself, at the end of it, I'd say, what am I at here?
Right. So
I go home then, I get into bed, feel all sorry for myself, sweats, nightmares, the whole lot, break my mother's heart. She often said to me, like, I'd be at home at 4 in the morning waiting on the guards to knock on the door, to give you bad news about your son. And it was just going wrong, And I could see myself in, I could say 15 years, but even 4 or 5 years sitting in the bar going,
It could have been a contender.
Jesus, the Olympics after slipping through my hands because of the gargle that's sitting in front of me, the drink, But
and come here, was it that? So it was after China, so you came home, and let's just remind ourselves of those good times, right?
Yeah. I'm a legend, apparently.
Jeez, we could do with something like that now, couldn't we?
Of course,
that was only a little over 2 years
ago. It was
ago.
only yesterday,
Yeah. But come here, so you're there, you're on top of the world and everything. I'm not going to harp on and on about the drink, but like, so you're there, you're on top of the world. You came home, and like, how did it all kind of unravel so quickly?
I was out, the whole celebrity thing and going to Crystal and all these places. I would never drink in them in a million years. I'd rather my own
Not
locals
that there's anything
stuff.
wrong with Crystal.
Well, I'm not saying that now, but I was in it, I don't know, 2 or 3 times, and you know, I'd rather be in my own local with my own friends. But of course, I was going in there with the lads and having the cracking. It was me that had to go back to the gym.
I remember meeting you at that time.
I met you in the Morgan.
Yeah, we did. We did a thing for Life magazine, but I could see that you were a guy who you were enjoying. Like there were models there and stuff as well, and you and the lads were kind of, you know, you were loving it, like, and it was obviously something new for you. So obviously, but I'll tell you, what I didn't know at the time is that was obviously going on.
When I was in the Morgan that night, I was with my brother and a friend of mine, and I was drinking the champagne like it was going out of fashion. Yeah. And of course, I had to get carried out by the brother. Yeah. And put into a taxi. You were drinking it like beer. Down the hatch like shots. Yeah.
How long did all this go on for, the party?
I tell you, I stopped. I'm sober, to be honest. I'm sober 25 weeks. I went off last August. Right. And I'll tell you a story, and I'm going to tell it now. It was the first time I've really told anyone, but my last bender I was on. It probably lasted a week or whatever, and I come home. My mother again worried sick and everything else, and I was in the bed. She came up and got me out of bed. Still living at home, by the way. But she got me out of bed and was dying, and she goes, "Come on, Ken, I want to go for a spin with you in the car." I said, "Man, I can't drive." So we get into the car, and she brought me up to the graveyard in Tala. And I said, "Oh no, this is just the start of it." So she brought me to the graveyard, and she buried 2 sons years ago when they were only young, you know. Yeah. And she was on her knees looking up at me, and she goes, "Look, this is the way you're going now, Kenny, if you don't stop drinking. I don't want you to die before me, you know." And that just hit it there and then. I said, "Jesus, I have to stop something." She was down on her knees crying. And I said, "That was it." I said, "And that was the last time I drank, you know." I said, "I'm hurting people around me, but I don't see it when I'm drinking. I have blinkers on, and all I see is the crack I'm having." Yeah. I don't care.
And you were having a good time, like?
Oh, all laughs and jokes and slagging and all. Oh, it's great. Until you wake up a week later and you're saying, "Jesus," and your phone rings and you're afraid to answer it. And, I went through an awful time. But I got help from the Institute of Sport, and I told them the story.
You didn't go into a rehab as such?
No, I didn't go into rehab. I was thinking about it, but a good friend of mine, Deco Doyle, I went around to him. He's in his 50s, and I told him. He was the first time actually I said, "Deco, I think I have a problem with drink," I said. And he says, "What's the story?" I told him the ways I was drinking, and like, I'm a binge drinker, like, you know. I wouldn't drink for months on end, but then when I hit it, I can't stop. Yeah, yeah. So he brought me to AA. And I thought AA is supposed to be, you know, all these headbangers in the room talking and stuff. I didn't really expect what I did expect. And when I went in there, it was brilliant. Yeah. Every man that was in there that was speaking to me and telling a story, I could relate to them. Every story about the blackouts, letting people down, doing all sorts. Everything was wrong. And I said to myself, I need to switch on here. And I went to AA, and I had a couple of laps, like, and I slipped up once or twice. But I do believe in AA. Now, as I said, I could have went to these other places for 3 months on end, but yeah, I didn't feel I was that bad, you know. I wasn't homeless and stuff like that, but I was going there. As I said, I could see myself, well, not an arse in my trousers and not a penny to spend, you know, in a few years' time.
Is it difficult for like, obviously people knew your face when you walked into the AA meeting? Was that embarrassing? Like,
at the very start, I didn't really want to go to AA, but my friend told me, "Just come in and sit down." And I've met some lovely people in the AA. Men and women.
You still go to meetings all the time?
I go to one in the morning, actually. What? I've one in the morning at 11:30, you know. But I try and get them as much as I can. But they're a lovely bunch of people, and it is working for me, you know. It definitely is. And I'm just taking it one day at a time, Brendan. I'm not thinking about after my career. I'll have a few drinks when I finish boxing. I have to think about my health, not the boxing. Boxing's only something I enjoy doing. It's just after the boxing. Yeah. My life, you know, my lifestyle and my health.
So you'll never drink again as far as you're concerned now? No. And do you miss it? Are you bored or anything?
No, I don't miss it now, to be honest. When I'm in America, it's not a big drinking culture, thank God, in Mexico or in Miami where I am. You know, I don't even know where there's a pub, to be honest with you. It's great, we're training away and I'm in a good environment, but when I come back here, I was slightly worried a little bit, you know, about what was going to happen. And even today, you know, if I had been the old Kenny, I probably wouldn't have turned up here tonight. You know what I mean? And you're sitting here talking to yourself.
You'd have got a Twitter message from you.
A Twitter or a phone with me and tell the bar or something, you know?
I would have had to talk about my own drinking, which would have been uncomfortable for everyone. So, geez, that's extraordinary. Your mother, Maura, is there.
She's hiding in the crowd there somewhere. She got makeup done here tonight, actually. She looks well.
Oh, Jesus.
She does. You do look great, Maura, and I was saying to you earlier, I can see where Kenny gets the looks. Listen, that must have been very, very hard for you to be witnessing that. He was at home all the time while this was going on, yeah?
It was a different Kenneth. There was two Kenneths, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was the nice Kenneth when he wasn't drinking, and then there was a different Kenneth when he was drinking. You know, but we had to do something to stop it, you know, to try and get him out of that environment, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, sharp shock treatment sometimes
So
does,
you
does
decided
work.
on an intervention?
I had to do something with him, you know, because before the Olympics, no one knew who he was.
Yeah.
No one, he was just kind of Egan, that's all he was. But when he came back, it's like they created this monster, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then everywhere he went, there was drink this and drink
People
that.
buying him drinks
yeah.
and the
he
whole
lost,
malarkey.
to me, he lost control of his life. And he had to take control back of his own life. Not let other people control him, you know?
Yeah.
So he had to get his own control back, and he did. And then when he decided to go to Miami, it's like a godsend for him to go, like, you know? Came back on Wednesday, and he looks brilliant. I haven't seen him since November,
Are you worried about
October.
him being back here now?
No, not now.
Right.
No, I've no worry about him now at all.
And come here, did you bring you home anything nice from Miami?
Oh, I did, yeah. A bag of washing and 2 fridge magnets.
Really?
I always bring home a fridge magnet from wherever I am in the world, you know.
When you went to New York that time, when you went AWOL,
New York,
you
that's
texted
right,
about getting the mother a fridge magnet.
Yeah.
So
Crazy.
you got him off the booze and saved his life. He brought you a bag of washing and
I
2
know,
fridge magnets.
But he brought the washing to Los Angeles first, and then brought it back to Miami, and then brought it back to Ireland. I done a round trip.
Right, that's a fairly cosmopolitan washing.
I
Can you,
tell you.
Shane, you probably shouldn't wash that washing, you know that? You ruin it in the wash. Well, listen, Maura, well done anyway on saving him. Jeez, I had no idea. So, Kenny, you're back here now to box, and I know as well that you're gearing up for the Olympics in 2012.
Well, that's the main goal, is the Olympic Games in 2012, you know, but I'm not looking too far down the road. It's the national senior starting on the 11th. I have to win them first. That's the start of the qualification, and then we've World Championships on in September in Azerbaijan, World Series as well, and the amateur side. But I do miss the amateur lads, you know, the team that I've grown up with, my coaches that I love, Billy Walsh and Zora and Jerry, my own coach at home. But I have a great bond with them, you know. I've been with them the last 10 years on the senior team. We've travelled the world together. We've had our ups and our downs, and I'm over now with a new team of coaches and stuff, which are great. But I always miss the crack that you have with the proper Irish lads, you know.
Yeah.
You can't really have that with the Americans.
It's not the same having the crack with the Yanks,
you can't slag them. You look at you like you've 10 heads, you know.
Yeah.
But the slagging we have on the Irish team is great, and it's something I miss, but I'm back and forth, so it's not too bad.
Right. And come here, you were hanging around with some loose women and stuff as well at times, weren't you? Have you settled down?
Where, in America?
You look like you were having a good time around Dublin there for a while.
No, that's all nonsense. That's all. Half of that is lies, like.
Really, yeah.
Well, most of it. I was out drinking. All I wanted to do was drink. I didn't want women.
Maybe you don't remember.
I didn't want women. I had no interest in women.
It was just about booze.
Just the crack and the drink with the lads, yeah.
Yeah.
Any interest in women at all, you know. But
And come here. Whoa, that's 2 revelations in one night. So come here, to just on the Olympics. There's a lot of people who would feel you were robbed for the gold the last time. Is there any sense of kind of unfinished business there about that?
I haven't heard from the other guy since. I don't know whether he's still boxing. He's not in the World Series or anything, so I don't really know what the crack is with him. But I was supposed to fight him a few years ago back here. Remember that time I went to New York? Yeah. Yeah, I pulled out of that because of the drink as well, which was a disaster. It would have been great to fight me here in Dublin, but
that time that you went to New York, was that drinking, or was it like I have to get away from the drinking?
Funny story. There's a guy on my team in Miami. He's the same weight as me, and he came to Ireland to fight me. And he asked me in Miami, he says, Kenny, what happened? That time I was supposed to fight you in Dublin. I says, you got me so sure I was over in
New York,
over in the States waiting to fight you. I said. And he looked at me like a 10 heads, you know, winding them up. But yeah, I took off to New York. Another stupid thing I done, you know, jumping on a plane, and I don't know why I even done it, you know. But